Greetings and welcome to Austin, Texas Gardening. Today we're going to be talking all about sunflowers. So as I've teased in a couple of previous videos, behind me here we have a sunflower that I planted about 3 months ago, and it's coming along super well. I believe today is June 21st, and our sunflowers bloomed. It looks wonderful, and it's very cool. A very interesting addition to our backyard. So as I mentioned in some previous videos, over there in the window, I have a camera that's been filming for probably about 3-4 months now. So it definitely captured when I planted the sunflower seed, and I want to show you guys a time lapse of it growing. Today's Wednesday at noon, and it's like 95 degrees out. It's a very typical blistering July summer day. You can see that our sunflower is about 6 feet at this point, peeking over the fence line here. And I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but I tried filming it with my cell phone, and my phone just kept overheating because it's too hot out here. But you can kind of see the progress. And so it's getting ready to bloom. I think we're gonna have a nice, beautiful sunflower in our hands here by Friday, but today we're just keeping an eye on it. It's a lovely Thursday morning, and it looks like our sunflower's blooming. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, wow. I guess it bloomed overnight, so I guess I wouldn't have been able to get the time lapse anyway. That's beautiful. I'm sure my neighbors are enjoying that. It's Friday morning today, and our sunflower looks awesome. Looks like it's coming along very well. Wow, look at that. That is a good looking flower. It's kind of a shame that, you know, the sun rises. I guess that's east. I thought east was kind of more over there, but obviously the sunflower likes to face the sun. We'll see if it turns around to come face our back door over here, where we can actually see it perhaps in the evening. So our sunflower is coming along very nicely. It looks very wonderful, and it's closing in on probably about 7 feet tall at this point. You can see how it's peeking over my fence here, and my fence is about 6 feet tall. It's gotten pretty big, and it looks absolutely wonderful. I kind of wish it would face my back door so I could see it, but I suppose with the sun rising kind of over in that general direction, it knows what to do. So a whole bunch of these sunflowers initially were growing in my neighborhood when I bought my house about 1.5 years ago, and I really wanted to grow one at some point. It turns out that these are super easy to do, and anybody can grow these. I say that because this is the type of soil I have. It's this very dense, awful clay soil, and if you go watch my first YouTube video, you'll see what I'm talking about. If I just pinch off a little bit of this soil, I mean, this stuff you can make a vase with. If you just wetted it, like, it's just awful. And all I did was stick a couple of sunflower seeds in this super dense clay soil. I mean, it's not nutrient rich, it's not great for growing really anything in, but sunflowers will grow anywhere. And to be fair, I probably planted about 30 seeds, which my friend Kara had given me. So many of them turned out not to be viable, but if you just plant in large numbers, you'll probably get a good result. And I just find these sunflowers so interesting. Something I've learned about growing these, it turns out I always thought the whole thing was just the flower. It turns out these petals on the outside are just like a type of periphery petal. I forget what the scientific names of everything is called, but these ones on the outside are again, I'm not gonna try to remember off the top of my head. I'll go ahead and put in the a layover on screen to explain what those are, but these on the inside are the actual flower with the nectar and the petal and all that. And if you look closely, you can really see each one is its own individual flower. And it's kind of like a fly's eye or something. It has hundreds of little tiny flowers on them. And I suppose those will mature into seeds. So I thought this was really interesting, and I wanted to take an opportunity not just to talk about this sunflower, but also to walk around my neighborhood and take a look at some of the sunflowers that are still growing in my neighborhood, as well as visiting a fruit farm where me and my wife are going to go on a sunflower tour. This is the pond in my neighborhood where there's a whole bunch of sunflowers growing. And these lovely flowers attract all sorts of birds and butterflies and other kinds of wildlife to the pond. There's something I immediately noticed as soon as I bought my house and was walking around my neighborhood. They're a bit different than the one I have at home. You can see they have multiple heads, and the heads of these sunflowers are significantly smaller than the one we have at home. You can tell here by my hand for scale. These sunflowers are really beautiful. They attract all sorts of interesting wildlife to the pond and give our neighborhood a whole lot of color during the months of May, June, and July. I might try growing some of these in the future. Maybe I'll come back to harvest some seeds in a couple of months. Greetings and welcome to Austin, Texas Gardening. This morning, Charity and I are visiting Sweet Eat Fruits Farm in Georgetown. So we've driven 30 minutes north and we're taking a look at this really cool orchard and fruit farm. They've got a corn maze that we visited last year, and we're not picking peaches today. It looks like they're saying their peaches aren't quite ripe yet, but I don't know. I really love their peach trees. I think they look super cool. Let's see what else there is to do here today. So we're visiting Sweet Eat's Fruit Farm to check out their sunflower field. They have this really interesting guide where you can see all the different kinds of sunflowers that they're growing. And I thought I had identified our sunflower from our backyard as a gold sunflower, which you can see here. But upon second thought, I'm not exactly sure they're the same. If you know what I grew in my backyard, let me know. Sweet Eat's Fruit Farm is really wonderful. They have so many really beautiful sunflowers, a huge diversity of different kinds of sunflowers. We're seeing brown sunflowers and big ones, small ones, all sorts of different and really interesting sunflowers. In addition to their really diverse sunflower field, they have a completely gold sunflower dedicated field that's awesome for pictures. They have this rustic pickup truck which they use for pictures in the fall. You can take a picture next to a whole bunch of pumpkins or something, and this time of year they just have this sea of golden sunflowers. They're all blooming. They look wonderful. If you live anywhere near Georgetown, you can probably still get a ticket to their sunflower fields. I think it was about $17 if memory serves, or you can get a one-year pass for $50. And yeah, it's just really wonderful. It's a great place to take pictures. We always see people taking their kids out there. They also have a petting zoo. So it's just a really wonderful day trip if you're not too far from Georgetown. I hope you've enjoyed this video about Sweet Eat's Fruit Farm's sunflower fields and growing sunflowers at home. Thanks again for watching Austin, Texas Gardening.